what's up? How's it? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Um, excuse all the wind noise in the background. Um, hi. It's Rush. Today I'm going to read you, 100 facts about my country. So, hi, nice to meet you. I'm South African. I'm from Cape Town, which is at the very southern tip of Africa. I love my country. I love my city. It's the most beautiful city in the world, to me at least, but I'm pretty biased. Um, I'm going to read you 100 facts about South Africa in both English and Afrikaans. So, I'm first language English and second language Afrikaans, which is one of our official languages. And yeah, a lot of people from overseas think Afrikaans sounds pretty interesting because it's pretty close to Dutch, but it's very much its own language. So hopefully you can tell me what you think. Okay. So, fact number 1. South Africa is located at the southern tip of Africa. Yeah, that's true. It's in the name. It's literally in the name. Okay. Hang on, this one's a little bit more interesting. Okay. South Africa touches 2 oceans, making its seas wildly different in temperature. Yeah, that's true. So, there's a place called Cape Gullis, and that's where the 2 seas meet. So, the Indian Ocean is a lot warmer than the Atlantic Ocean. So, a lot of surfers like to come down and surf in the Indian Ocean. So where I'm from is largely on the Atlantic Ocean, and the waves are super good. Lots of people surf. Yeah, okay. Suid-Afrika raak aan 2 oseane wat sy see-temperature baie verskillend maak. Yeah, okay. So, I'm second language Afrikaans. My Afrikaans isn't perfect. A lot of English people learn Afrikaans at school here. For like upwards of 7 years, like between 7 and 12 years, they study Afrikaans. So my Afrikaans is okay, but it's not perfect. Okay. Fact number 2. You can watch the sun set over the Atlantic and rise over the Indian Ocean in the same country. Yep, that's true. Jy kan die son oor die Atlantiese Oseaan sien, sak en oor die Indiese Oseaan sien opkom in dieselfde land. Okay, yeah. It's one of the few countries with 3 capital cities instead of 1. Yep, that's true. All of these are true. I don't know why I'm saying yeah, that's true. They're all true facts. Okay. Ja, dit is een van mijn landen met 3 hoofdstede in plaas van 1. Pretoria's jacaranda trees turn the city purple every spring. Yeah, that's true. I've actually never been to Pretoria, but yeah, the jacaranda trees are pretty famous for turning the city purple. Pretoria's jacaranda bome kleur die stad elke lente pers. Cape Town sits beneath a flat-topped mountain that looks like a giant table. That's true. We're super lucky. We have such a beautiful city, and it lies right under Table Mountain, which is beautiful. I go to university at UCT, and it's built right on the mountain, so the view we have of the city is incredible. Yeah. Okay. Kaapstad lê onder 'n platkop berg wat soos 'n reuse se tafel lyk. Ja. Table Mountain is older than the Himalayas. I had no idea about this. Wow. Tafelberg is ouer as die Himalayas. Wow. I had no idea. Okay. South Africa has more official languages than almost any other country. Yeah, that's true. We have 12 official languages. I speak 2 of them, English and Afrikaans, but yeah, I would love to speak more of them. Yeah, our country is beautifully diverse. It's one of my favorite things about South Africa. Suid-Afrika het meer amptelike tale as byna enige ander land. Many South Africans switch between languages in a single sentence. This is so true. Yeah, a lot of the time I'll switch between English and Afrikaans because Afrikaans has some words that are just so much more expressive than English. So, yeah, Afrikaans is such a beautiful language. Baie Suid-Afrikaners wissel tussen tale binne een sin. The country is often called the Rainbow Nation because of its cultural mix. Yeah, that's true. Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu came up with that line, and yeah, it's really pretty, and it's true, because we are filled with so many different cultures and so many different people. Die land word dikwels die reënboognasie genoem weens sy kulturele mengsel. South Africa's national anthem uses 5 different languages. Suid-Afrika se volkslied gebruik 5 verskillende tale. The anthem blends a hymn of resistance with an old state anthem. Die volkslied meng 'n verzetlied met 'n ou staatslied. South Africa held its first truly democratic election in 1994. Suid-Afrika het sy eerste demokratiese verkiesing in 1994 gehou. People queued for hours and sometimes days to vote for the first time. Mense het ure en soms dae in rye gestaan om vir die eerste keer te stem. Yeah, that's true. So after the apartheid regime ended, or when it ended in 1994, that was the first time that every South African was eligible to vote, and that's when Nelson Mandela took office and apartheid ended. So I was born in 2003, which was 9 years after democracy started. And yeah, my generation is called the Born Frees because we were born after apartheid and we never knew we never faced it. Obviously there are so many inequalities in our country that we're still working on. And there are different privileges among different people. But yeah, we do at least have a true democracy now. But we still have a lot of work to do. Nelson Mandela became president at the age of 75. Ja, Nelson Mandela het op 75-jarige ouderdom president geword. Ja. South Africa is the only country to voluntarily dismantle its nuclear weapons. Ja, that's true. Suid-Afrika is die enigste land wat vrywillig sy kernwapens afgebreek het. Johannesburg is one of the youngest major cities in the world. Johannesburg is een van die jongste grootstede ter wêreld. Despite its size, Johannesburg is not built on a river. Ten spyte van sy grootte is Johannesburg nie op 'n rivier gebou nie. The city grew because of gold, not geography. Yeah, that's true. Johannesburg is often called the Golden City. Die stad het gegroei weens goud, nie geografie nie. South Africa once supplied much of the world's gold. Suid-Afrika het eens 'n groot deel van die wêreld se goud voorsien. It is still the world's leading producer of platinum. Dit is steeds die wêreld se grootste produsent van platinum. The deepest gold mine on earth is in South Africa. Die diepste goudmyn op aarde is in Suid-Afrika. Some miners work nearly 4 kilometers underground. Sommige mynwerkers werk byna 4 kilometer onder die grond. South Africa has some of the richest fossil sites in the world. Suid-Afrika het van die rykste fossielterreine ter wêreld. Important clues about human origins were found here. menslike oorsprong is hier gevind. The cradle of humankind lies just outside Johannesburg. Die wieg van die mensdom lê net buite Johannesburg. You can probably hear the wind outside. That's one of the perks of living in Cape Town. It's pretty much always windy. It's the windy city outside of Chicago. Okay. South Africa has lions, elephants, and rhinos, but also penguins. That's true, we have penguins at Boulders Beach in Cape Town, and lots of tourists come to visit Boulders Beach because of the penguins. They're super cute, so if you come to South Africa, to Boulders Beach, they're adorable. Suid-Afrika het leeu's, olifante en renosters, maar ook pikkewyne. African penguins live on beaches near Cape Town. Yep. Afrika pikkewyne leef op strande naby Kaapstad. The Big Five were named by hunters, not by scientists. Yeah, so the Big Five are five, like, not national animals, but five animals that are really important to South Africa. Our national animal is obviously the springbok, which our rugby team is named after. Die groot vyf is deur jagters benoem, nie deur wetenskaplikes nie. Kruger National Park is larger than some European countries. Die Krugerwildtuin is groter as sommige Europese lande. South Africa has more than 20 national parks. The country contains deserts, forests, mountains, and coastline. Die land bevat woestyne, woude, berge en kusgebiede. My dogs are going crazy. Let's wait for the dogs to stop going crazy. Kindly stop going crazy, dogs. Okay. Die land bevat woestyne, woude, berge en kusgebiede. The Kalahari is technically a semi-desert, not a true desert. Die Kalahari is tegnies 'n halfwoestyn, nie 'n ware woestyn nie. Snow occasionally falls on South African mountains. Yeah. Sneeuw val soms op Suid-Afrikaanse berge. Winters are mild enough for outdoor cafes in many cities. Yep, that's true. Winters is sag genoeg vir buitelug cafes in baie stede. South Africa produces award-winning wines. Ja, Suid-Afrika produseer berokende wyne. Oh, bekroonde wyne. Some vineyards are older, 300 years old. Sommige wijngaarde is meer as 300 jaar oud. The Western Cape has a Mediterranean climate. Die Wes-Kaap het 'n Mediterrane klimaat. Yeah, braai is more than cooking, it's a social ritual. Yeah, so a braai is what we would call a barbecue over an open fire or over a real fire, but some people braai with gas, and lots of people are like, a gas braai isn't a braai. But yeah, it's a South African barbecue, and the dogs are going crazy. Yeah, so a braai is a South African barbecue. Braais are super different, like from family to family and from place to place in South Africa. Braai is meer as kosmaak, dit is 'n sosiale ritueel. People braai for birthdays, holidays, and even funerals. Yeah. Mense braai vir verjaarsdae, vakansies en selfbegrafnisse. Rugby is almost a national religion. That's really true. We care a lot about rugby, and we love the Springboks, our national rugby team. There are some people, though, who support the All Blacks, the New Zealand rugby team, for historical reasons, because under apartheid, the Springboks were seen as like very much a white team. So there are still some people, particularly in Cape Town, who support the All Blacks. But the vast majority of the country, regardless of like race or culture, support the Springboks, and we care very deeply about our rugby. Rugby is amper 'n nasionale godsdiens. The Springboks wear green and gold. Yep, we do. Die Springbokke dra groen en goud. South Africa has won the Rugby World Cup 4 times. Suid-Afrika het die rugby wêreldbeker 4 keer gewen. Sport has often united the countries during difficult times. That's very true. If you've seen the film Invictus, yeah, you'll know that that's true. Ja, sport het die land dikwels tydens moeilike tye verenig. Football is played in streets, fields and stadiums. Soccer word in strate, velde en stadions gespeel. South Africa hosted Africa's first FIFA World Cup. Suid-Afrika het Afrika se eerste FIFA Wêreldbeker. Suid-Afrika het Afrika se eerste FIFA Wêreldbeker aangebied. Vuvuzelas became world famous in 2010. Yeah, this is true, and I think they've been banned in a lot of countries since then, so sorry, rest of the world, that was us. Vuvuzelas het in 2010 wêreldberoemd geword. South African music mixes African, European and American influences. Suid-Afrikaanse musiek meng Afrikaanse, Europese en Amerikaanse invloede. Jazz played a key role in resistance culture. Jazz het 'n sleutelrol in verzetkultuur gespeel. Amapiano is one of South Africa's newest global exports. Yeah, that's true. The country struggles with inequality but has strong civil society. Die land sukkel met ongelykheid, maar het 'n sterke burgerlike samelewing. Community activism is common. Gemeenskapaktivisme is algemeen. South Africa has a vibrant art scene. Suid-Afrika het 'n lewendige kunsttoneel. Street art is used to tell political stories. Straatkuns word gebruik om politieke stories te vertel. Suid-Afrikaanse rolprente ondersoek dikwels identiteit en geskiedenis. The country has a long tradition of debate and dissent. Die land het 'n lang tradisie van debat en meningsverskil. Freedom Day marks the end of apartheid-era elections. Vryheidsdag merk die einde van apartheid-era verkiesings. Heritage Day encourages people to celebrate their cultures. Erfenisdag moedig mense aan om hul kulture te vier. South Africans often celebrate many identities at once. Suid-Afrikaners vier dikwels baie identiteite gelyktydig. The country is full of contradictions and creativity. Die land is vol teenstrydighede en creativiteit. South Africa's story is still being written. Yeah, South Africa's story word steeds geskryf. That's super true. So, yeah, those were 100 facts about South Africa in English and Afrikaans. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you were interested in learning about the country that I love so much, my home. South Africa is absolutely beautiful, and if you haven't visited, what are you doing? Come on down. Yeah, we'd love to have you, and I'm biased, but Cape Town is super beautiful.